Okay, so you're a trader. You trade either the stock market or Forex or the options market, and you've come to this video, and I assume you're looking for a better way to trade. You might not be happy with your current trading results. You might be looking for a better strategy. Well, I think you've come to the right place. Um, a lot of traders look at a chart and decide whether to buy or sell. They get the order ticket open, they see the price come down, for example. They think, okay, the price is down. If I'm going to buy, this is a better price to buy because the price is lower. I might make more profit. Or hang on, the price is going down. Maybe it's going to keep going down. Maybe that means it's a sign of bad things to come. They make these sorts of decisions on the spot while they're trading. They might just be gambling. You might have done some of these things yourself, perhaps. I know I have in the past. You might trade uh, using all sorts of different methodologies. Some people listen to their friends, some people look at the charts and draw patterns, and some people use indicators, and some people get the tips from the newspapers or magazine recommendations. Some people use mechanical backtesting. Um, there's all sorts of different ways. Personally, I think if you follow a system that's been backtested, not just backtested, but actually traded in the past, then at least you can have a bit of an idea as to how that strategy performs. If you don't follow a system, how do you really know what works and what doesn't work? Well, you might have traded a certain, you might have traded a certain way for a year perhaps, and you know whether it has made a profit or not for you. But have you really stuck to the same strategy, the exact same system that whole time, buying when certain criteria is met and selling when certain criteria is met, and allocating your position sizing in a certain predefined way? Probably not. Um, and even if you have, maybe you've had access to a certain way of trading that might have worked for you in the past, but uh, wouldn't it be good if there was a few other ways that you could trade that um, were other systems that you could use to, say, diversify, for example, rather than just relying on just one system? How would you like to have access to hundreds of systems that have been traded for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, for a few years in the past, perhaps 5 years, perhaps, and you can see the results of how those systems have performed. Not just whether they've made a profit or not, but other figures like did they have much drawdown during that time? What was the average win-loss ratio? Okay, so um, what you can see on the screen here is part of a website which I can give you access to, where you can find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of systems that have been traded. They show you all the performance results for every single system. So you can see here different ways of searching long-term trades, short-term rapid trades, ones that are uncorrelated to the stock market, for example. The different filters here you can apply. And when you do some searches for the systems, here's a quick summary of the sorts of summaries of the systems that you'll see. So they've got a star rating. You can see the chart of how they've performed. You can see, for example, this one has been traded for 1,484 days. It's performed 1,973 trades. The average trade length was 4.6 days. The win percentages was 77.7% of all trades were winners. The annual return, with commissions included, is 95%, and the correlation to the S&P 500 index is 0.42. So what that is saying is if the correlation to the S&P 500 index was 1, then it would be perfectly correlated. Now you don't really want that because anyone can trade something that just follows the index. You want to trade something that's not based on just what the index does. You want it to make profits no matter what's happening to the index. In fact, this one here, you can see the correlation is 0.009. In fact, that's because that's a Forex system, so that makes sense. Okay, so you can see a lot more of this if you come to awesometradingsystems.com. Okay, looking into one system in a bit more detail, you can see a chart. This grey line is the S&P 500, just the index. That's how it's actually completely outperformed the index. You can see also here for the last 4 years, every single monthly result. Okay, and in more detail as well, some statistics as to the performance figures of this particular system. Okay, that's just one out of hundreds. If you go to awesometradingsystems.com, you can find those statistics and performance figures for all of the systems. If you find a system that you like, you can follow it. You can even auto trade it if you like. So I hope you go to the site, and I'll see you there. Thanks very much.